Welcome back to another video, guys. My name is Mikołaj Mario Dawidowski, and this time we're gonna be covering why it is important to be in the present moment during the purposes of manifestation. Easy stuff, very simple. You are God, and you're playing a game that you're not God. But you are good, and you're here to explore many different fantasies of yours and different forms of expression of the self, in essence. And so there's no separation between you, the divine you, the God you, and you, the human you. And the God you always knows what you want because it is you. So he always knows everything, and he knows what it is that you will want and what you do want. And therefore, sleepy today apparently, and therefore you gotta stay within the present moment in order to be able to manifest the reality that you do want. Why is it important to be in the present moment? Because if you're sitting here being busy thinking about what it is that you want and how to get there, you're so caught up with the thinking and the desiring and all of that that you don't take the right action. You see, by thinking about what it is that you want, by imagining all these different possibilities and thinking about the future all the time, you miss the present moment. And so you can compare it to a firework that you'd love to see on the sky. And you're so caught up with the firework that you want to see in the sky that you don't actually light the firework. You gotta light the firework yourself, my friend. And once you light it, then you can look up and see it on the sky. But if you're just standing there looking up, waiting for a firework to go off, well, it's not gonna go off now, is it? Because you're too busy wanting a certain future that you're not allowing yourself to take the action in the present moment to create the future that you'd like to have. See, there's an interdependency where unless you allow yourself to take action in the present moment, you cannot create the reality that you want. Do you need to know what reality you want in the future? No, you do not. Because God already knows what you want. Even if you are playing a game with yourself that you don't know what you want, there are many, many different levels of games that we can discuss at some other time. But let's just say you're just pretending that you don't know what you want. You can still rely on God to create it for you, to create that which you do want, if you allow yourself to take the right action in the present moment. Because there's only present moment. You don't need to worry about what action you're going to take tomorrow, as long as you're choosing to take the right action now. Because what the action that you need to take tomorrow will be revealed unto you tomorrow, or at a later date today. And so you don't have to worry about that. Just like in the present moment, it's like in the present moment you can collapse a future reality into place. So it's like the way it usually goes is God tells you something, and it's the first thought is the highest possible reality. And as long as you accept it and you don't judge it and you don't push it away, then you start manifesting it and you start living it. So first thought, so for example, go and do a push-up. And you're like, but why should I do a push-up? Today is my rest day, I just ate and all of that. And so God is like, oh, okay, you don't want your highest possible reality. Let's tweak it a little. How about then you clean up the dishes? And you're like, cleaning up the dishes, I don't like cleaning up. Okay. And so you keep going further and further away from your highest ideal. The more you judge yourself and the actions that come to you that you know are beneficial to you on some level. As long as you don't repress yourself and don't push away yourself, you'll be fine. But the moment you start doing it, then you going to further and further away from the light. Does that make sense to you? Have a moment, have a think. And so in the present moment, you can take an action, because God is collapsing reality for you, and he knows if you take this action, it's going to lead you there, because he can create and weave the web of actions into a reality where this happens. But then if you say, oh, well, I'm not going to do that, then he recreates it and creates something different for you, and then recreates it and creates something different every time, until you find the place that you're like, okay, I'm going to do that, you know? And then you start walking down that path. And so you can always pick your highest ideal, but you can always pick any other version of yourself that is not of your highest ideal, so to speak. And God will facilitate every version of you that you wish to explore. But you gotta stay within the present moment, because you cannot take an action 5 minutes from now. You can only take an action now. And only here and now an action is possible. I cannot take an action yesterday. I already did those. And those that are in the future don't exist. And so the only space within which I can create reality is here and now. And this is why it is important to stay present, my friend. Because if you're not present, you're too busy thinking about the future, and you're not lighting the cracker to see the firework go off. Bless you, my friend. I wish you an absolutely wonderful day. Might do another one on this in the future. Until next time, leave a comment or a like. Ciao!